breathtaking views, along with the world's best pickleball, sums up this epic tour stop at the Red Rock Open, where St. George, Utah is Callie Smith country. But today, it's one of the most fan-friendly environments that we'll see all year long. Come along, come aboard. It's Championship Sunday here in St. George. It is an absolutely beautiful Sunday morning here at the Little Valley Sports Complex in St. George, Utah. Fans filing in for Championship Sunday at the Red Rock Open. So excited you are here. Great to have you with us. Drew Felios alongside one of the greats in the women's game, Irina Tereshchenko, and then, of course, the great Dave Fleming. Irina, this is such a special event. What makes it so unique?
I think the energy that the crowd and the Red Rocks bring makes it really special, and really looking forward for the players to harness it and just show us some excellence today on the court.
Dave, in basketball, there's the triple-double, and pickleball, it's a little bit different, isn't it?
Yeah, today we could have the double-triple. We've got both Ben Johns and Annalee Waters going for a title in singles, men's and women's doubles, and mixed doubles. Will they be able to pull it off? We'll see the beginning of that on this broadcast.
Ben Johns is the consensus #1 rated player in the world. Dave, he is having a 2022 for the ages thus far.
He is. He's #1 across the board. He's #1 in the singles rankings. He's #1 in the doubles rankings, and he is using a new paddle. Folks, if you think you bought the new Ben Johns Jula paddle, you're not saying it right. It's a Yola paddle. He's got that dialed in. He's here to win 3 titles today.
Been all the buzz in the pickleball world this week as we look at the built Red Rock Open standings. Then there's Lucy Kovalova, Irina, new partner here in 2022, and Callie Smith, she's made the most of it.
Yeah, Lucy Kovalova is one of my favorite players on tour. She's ranked #1 in women's doubles right now, and her and Callie are a very dynamic duo. They bring the power and the emotion to the game. It's going to be a firefight.
And then there's the teenage sensation, Annalee Waters, continuing to take her game to new heights.
Yeah, she's #1, and she's really dominating across the board now. And what she's been wanting to do, she said she would like to get there for all 3. She's got a chance to do that, and she loves singles the most, and there she is in the #1 position.
Yeah, she has been outstanding in 2022, and she is just getting better and better. All right, let's check in now with the 4th member of our crew. We welcome in Hannah Johns.
Well, Drew, Red Rock has just been fantastic. Crowds are huge. Energy is high. But this is just our 6th stop. We've got so much more coming up. First on that calendar, you're going to see North Carolina. We've never been there, so this will be a fun one to check out. We love that we're adding so many new tournaments to our schedule every year. After that, we're headed to Atlanta, our first major of the year. Lots of points and prize money on the line there. It's at the beautiful Lifetime facility. Can't wait for that one. And last up, San Clemente. Lots of players and fans touted this as their favorite event last year. We expect this one to be massive. Drew, back over to you.
All right, Hannah, thanks. It's time for Championship Sunday. Lots of pickleball to come. The best in the world facing off when we return to St. George.
I'm in the big leagues. Tony don't miss me.
The 2022 Red Rock Open is brought to you by Built, the official sponsor of the Red Rock Open. By Baird, official wealth management partner of the PPA. Guaranteed rate. Get a guaranteed home at a guaranteed rate. By Duper, make every match count. Select Medical, improving the quality of your life. Margaritaville, the official lodging partner. And by Fit Vine Wines, live your fit. So Sunday morning starts with women's doubles for the gold medal match, and we have got a great rivalry in 2022 with the Waters family taking on Callie Smith and Lucy Kovalova. The road here was not easy. The Waters had a tough draw with Parento and Jansen. That was an outstanding match yesterday. Irvin and Bright got to the semifinals as well, but here we are. This is a rematch of the Austin Open.
Yeah, and the Callie Smith and Lucy Kovalova are looking to reverse the outcome of that as they came up a little short. The Waters have won 2 in a row. Callie's got all the fans here in her backyard.
Definitely going to be an advantage. Lucy Kovalova, this time last year dominating with Simone Jardim, but now it's Callie, and this is certainly an event, Arena, where you want Callie by your side.
Absolutely. I actually played with Callie last year, and this year I played with Chuck. I think it's a must to play with a Utah player in Utah and get the crowd on your side. Good move by Lucy.
Absolute no-brainer. Annalee Waters, meanwhile, 15 years old. She right now is at the top of her game in the women's game. And Mom Lee Waters, the confidence she has displayed, Dave, has been off the charts with daughter by her side.
Yeah, she made a little paddle change a couple weeks ago, and guess what? Trophies came from that decision. She wants another title like her South Carolina Gamecocks got the women's basketball championship. The former Gamecock tennis player wants to match that feat here on the pickleball court.
Yeah, what a finish that was over UConn. Just a special chemistry, a bond. Arena, what does it take to defeat Annalee and Lee Waters? What do you think are the keys? What do you have to do?
Well, I think number one, you have to keep Annalee honest, so going behind her and making her kind of cover her side. And I think returning in a way that doesn't allow the Waters to be too aggressive with the third shot. Those are my 2 key principles.
Here we go. Women's doubles underway from St. George. First shot by Lucy Kovalova. It's a side out now for Kovalova and Smith. It's 57 degrees, feels like 67 here in the desert.
I would say the lighter conditions probably favor Lucy and Callie a little bit. They probably have to make slight adjustments to make sure the ball doesn't fly out because of a little bit of elevation that we have here, but their power game and the crowd in these conditions were a little bit colder in the morning. I think they have a slight edge.
And Dave, wind has definitely died down. That was not the case earlier this week.
No, yesterday we had gusts in the high 20s, and it was a factor. Today the wind will not be, so great conditions for all the players. Yeah, just a little tight out the gate here, just getting set, settled in. A few uncharacteristic errors. They'll get this dialed in quickly. Oh.
Callie Smith off the top of the tape.
And our first SNS of the day. Sorry, not sorry. The fans are digging anything that goes Callie's way, of course.
Short from Lee Waters, side out now for Kovalova and Smith. Nicely done by Annalee. There is not a space in that bleachers above the court. They are packed in here for Championship Sunday.
Yes, the crowd has been fantastic here. It's actually quite a unique venue, I think one of my favorite. It's a dedicated pickleball venue, and the atmosphere on the center court is very tight and inclusive.
Lucy into the net. I asked you the keys to playing well against the Waters. How about Kovalova and Smith, Arena?
I think one of the things that you can do against Callie and Lucy is pick a little bit on Callie's backhand on the dinking side. Another thing that you can look to do, which is also very hard to do, is try to speed up to Lucy's right hip. And the reason it's hard to execute both of these strategies is because Callie and Lucy are very well aware that's going to be the play. And even if you can score a few points on those, they're going to make an adjustment. Lucy will probably slide to the right a little bit more and sit on her backhand, and Callie can run around and use her forehand for the dinks. So that's what makes this team tough. You can win a few points with the same play, but you kind of have to keep moving the ball around and keep them honest as well.
Right at Kovalova and Smith looking for that first point. Second serve here.
Yeah, you talked about the atmosphere yesterday. It was like college game day on a Saturday. They had signs they were holding up, Drew. It was fantastic. Utah loves pickleball.
The velocity on that one.
Yeah, full attack mode from Callie Smith, and they're returning every serve return to Callie so far to make her play. That's a good way to make them reconsider.
Side out.
Lee's doing a good job so far moving the ball around. She sped up at Lucy in the previous point. This one goes down the middle, so she's right with the game plan.
Yep.
Point. 3-1-1. Second serve.
Second serve here for the Waters, leading 3-1. Best of 5 games
3-1-2.
here on Championship Sunday. Well done.
Side out.
Yeah, nice reach in by Kovalova. Used that length to get that started, and then got the candy sitting up there very nice in the morning on a Sunday. Why not have a Kit Kat?
1-3-1.
And that's not an easy shot,
No.
what we just saw Lucy did. A reach in and a backhand flick surprises the Waters a little bit because they were expecting Callie to take that shot, but Lucy takes it sooner,
Second
gives them a
serve.
little bit less reaction time, and we're probably going to see her do it again and again in this match as well. One of her signature moves.
1-3-2.
Lucy just celebrated her 30th birthday.
Point.
I remember that birthday a long time ago. I felt like I was old at the time. I wish I had it back.
And that would be
2-3-2.
exactly half what Annalee is.
Side out.
Again, getting a gauge of the elevation, the ball flight, the hardness of the ball. A couple of balls that were
3-2-1.
definitely out in the middle of that point. Just we'll keep watching the players get that part of the game dialed in as well.
Just on the line.
Second serve.
Nice redirect by Callie. I don't know if the viewers know, if you're familiar with tennis, anytime you play in elevation in
3-2-2.
Utah or in Colorado, you actually restring your rackets and you string them tighter to make sure the ball stays in. What pickleball players do, sometimes they play with a so-called dead paddle. And before, to be honest with you, I used to give away my dead paddles, and now I keep them just so I can play in elevation. To go even further, sometimes I would play with a more poppy paddle on the windy side, on the slow side, and then I'll play with the wind with a dead pedal to make sure my ball stays in.
How about this point, Dave?
Yeah, just another great finish. You love it as a partner when you scream out, and as Lucy
2-3-1.
did there, but then Callie hit a clean winner. It's better for the highlight reel. And we got the Callie and Lucy energy coming, and now the Lucy high fist pump is
3-3-1.
coming, and the energy is what we love about this duo.
And last point was also a good example of court coverage, and Lucy and Callie moving together following the ball. Callie shifted all the way left just like so to hit a forehand, and you see Lucy slide toward the middle and cover that shot with her backhand. So it's not always the player on the left side who takes care of the middle.
Sure.
And this is a good illustration.
Tied at 3 here, game 1. Kovalova and Smith. We welcome you back to the Built Red Rock Open. Talking over a little strategy here, just underway from St. George.
3-3-2.
Oh, just
Side
in.
out.
And there you saw Lucy slide into the middle and got beat on the outside. That's what you want to give her. I mean, the margins are so narrow, and the angle, again, we're just 44 feet long by 20
3,
feet
3,
wide on
1.
the court. It's a great shot by Lee.
Yes, really good recognition by Lee Waters in terms of what Lucy is doing with her movement.
Annalee keeps it alive. Callie comes up, takes care of it. Oh.
Point.
Yeah, got away with a lob that didn't have quite the
4, 3,
altitude
1.
they would have hoped there, but good finish down by Lee Waters. That's the key in this sport. Get it down.
Second serve.
Thank you, Callie, for hitting it down immediately after I said it. Appreciate it.
4, 3,
Annalee
2.
serving 4-3. Oh, wow.
Side out.
There's that fist bump for the first time.
Not today, says Kovalova.
She's made that slogan famous throughout the PPA Tour.
3, 4, 1.
For those of you guys who are not familiar, it comes from a Jigsaw Health commercial. And yeah, great company. They let us write our own scripts, and when you watch those commercials, you can probably tell.
Lee gets tagged there. She turns around.
Yeah, slid to hit a backhand and slid right into it there.
4,
That is
4,
the
1.
danger of if you get caught on the other side of your body when you slide to set up a backhand.
Second serve.
Got high octane pickleball here. What I mean by that is
4,
Callie Smith
4,
coming
2.
in and just big swings in the transition area like she did there.
Oh, first
Side out.
miscommunication. Arena, how do you prevent that from happening?
Well, I don't think you can prevent it, and it's going to happen occasionally,
4, 4,
even with the
1.
most oiled teams. But what you want to do, and I think what the ladies did just now, is talk immediately after the point and kind of reestablish who takes that ball. All right, the first dink battle of the match.
Annalee a little long.
Yeah, the other thing, Drew, you want to do is some teams are very communicative, and they have
Second
an air
serve.
traffic controller on the team when you have a new partnership, like
4-2.
who is going to play that role. Some teams are very quiet, and they just let it happen by osmosis, but it's another way to clean that up.
Point.
Lee Waters finds the right hip on Lucy. Textbook play. Well done.
5, 4, 2.
1 point lead here for the Waters. Neither team able to separate here in game one.
Side out.
Callie Smith, former tennis player,
4, 5, 1.
BYU and University of Utah.
Lucy Kovalova also played Division I tennis.
Wichita State.
And I'm going to guess Annalee will probably skip on college tennis.
Probably a good idea.
She still probably has soccer as an option.
Point.
But from what I've heard, she's been focusing on pickleball more, and part of it is actually conflict of schedule. It's with many stops on the PPA Tour and managing the soccer team schedule competition. I
5,
think that gets a
5,
little
1.
bit difficult, but yeah, she's definitely a multi-sport athlete.
Second serve.
Again, as you see, all the returns are going to Callie. A couple reasons. Number one, they want her to hit it just from a percentages, but also a more aggressive poacher
5, 5, 2.
than Lucy, so she will be kept back in that situation.
Point.
So Kovalova and Smith going to take the lead here for the first time in this match, 6-5.
6, 5, 2.
Dave, you remember, though, a couple weeks
Side
ago
out.
in the Austin Open, Smith and Kovalova were playing well in game one. They just hit a wall, didn't they, in that second and third game?
Yeah, they did, and it's, you know, I think
5,
the
6,
energy
1.
of the Utah crowd just won't let that happen today. And they, you know, we talked to them yesterday. They have a score to settle in their mind. The Waters on the other side say, I know you've talked about triple crown opportunities. Well, we got a chance for triple, which would be 3 in a row on this tour. That's really hard to pull off. That's what they're going for today as well.
Tied again.
I think actually Lucy and Callie might have started their year with 3 in a row, and now the Waters are in the chase.
Yep.
6-6-2.
Oh.
Point.
Checking on a ponytail contact there. That would be
Yes,
that would be a no
7-6-2.
different than getting tagged in the arm or body, but got that out of the way.
Lee hits it wide.
Side out.
And yeah, great job by Annalee letting that ball go out. I kind of want to have a conversation with you guys
6,
maybe
7, 1.
about the importance of being able to let the out balls go in pickleball, and how can you practice that? Do you have any tips?
Second serve.
For sure. I mean, anything that is got pace and you have to raise your paddle, it's going
6,
out.
7,
I mean,
2.
so you can practice that by just standing at the kitchen line and having your drilling partner hit you balls of various speeds at that height, and you've got to get used to it. It is a skill in this sport without question. Why not let them make a mistake, and then if you having to hit a winner, you still get the scoreboard rung up.
Annalee covering some ground here. Best point of the match so far, and Annalee has the final
Side
set.
out.
Yeah, the come-ons have been in short supply so far from the water side, so there's the first one.
Yes, ma'am.
Big finish on the 2-hander.
7-6-1.
This fires that
Second
time.
serve.
Second serve here with a 7-6 lead.
Right read, wrong execution. She was in position, just didn't finish with the
7-6-2.
left hand on the 2-handed backhand there.
Yes, that's one of those mistakes that's actually a win for the Waters. And
How about the reach that time, Arena? Callie Smith just goes up and gets it, no problem.
the crowd loved it.
Okay, they're going to try and get the
6-7-1.
lead back.
Point.
Lee miss hits, tied again.
Yeah, and that's a tremendous track down by Callie Smith, because the dink from Lee Waters was terrific, and most people
7-7-1.
panic, especially at a recreational level. You got to leave that somewhere safe in the kitchen, and Callie Smith was able to do that impressively there.
Yes, a lot of people try to speed that ball up when they're pulled out of
Second
position,
serve.
and that's a risky play in a defensive situation, and Callie showed some discipline by resetting that ball with a dink into a big spot in the
7-7-2.
kitchen. Well done.
Oh,
Side
Lucy
out.
into the net. So side out back to the Waters here.
Yeah, this has been an interesting match because we usually see runs. You know, we
Timeout
see
to
somebody
serve.
get 3 or
Score
4 in a
7-7-1.
row somewhere, and we haven't had that yet, and that's why we're 7 apiece here.
Crowd loving it here in St. George. One of the most beautiful stops in the PPA Tour. Waters and Waters, Kovalova and Smith. We've got more in a moment.
Something I care about outside of pickleball is my family. My family is most important to me, and our family unit is really my #1 priority.
Yeah, that
And
Waters
serving team,
family
you have one timeout
extremely
available. Receiving
tight.
team, you still have
Lee
2
and
timeouts.
Annalee, also Father Steve here
Oh,
today.
yeah. Steven, I talked to him this morning. He's like, it's a great problem to have that he's got 3 matches,
7-7-1.
but he's got to deal with the nerves of 3 matches as a dad and husband on the side of the court.
As Annalee comes up and scores through all this pickleball too.
And similarly, we got Matt Wright at home, wasn't able to put this on his schedule,
8-7-1.
texting with him. He's more nervous watching Lucy play today. So a lot of nervous dudes watching the women's doubles here.
I'm going to bet Matt Wright is watching the Masters right now.
Second serve.
Meanwhile, Callie rips another one. Second serve here.
Well, you know who's cool as a cucumber?
8-7-2.
The grandparents.
Yes.
Neil and Anne, they're pretty much at every tournament as well.
Point.
Force that time from Lucy leads to a point. 9-7. Remember, played to 11.
9-7-2.
And a great example of not being in a hurry in pickleball. You don't need to be in a hurry. Lee Waters hit about
Timeout
5
receiver scores
drops
10-7.
that were in different levels of low, and she finally got one down, came in, finished the point, and here they are 1 point away from game 1.
Guys, how about this crowd? I mean, they've just gotten bigger and bigger, better and better, Dave. And the way they're involved on every single point, I think that's what differentiates this crowd, doesn't it?
Yeah, they know their pickleball. They were here early, holding seats. I mean, this is where we're coming with the sport now. We saw packed houses in Minnesota when it was 4 degrees outside. People came rolling in there. This beautiful setting, we have people hanging out above the fence line here, trying to get a view of these tremendous athletes. So I love seeing it, and I love to your point, the involvement. They understand the moment when it gets to a 10-7. What does this mean? Why did they call timeout? The strategy is in the fans' mind as well as the players.
This is one of those moments here. Game point for Lee and Annalee. Callie Smith will hammer that all day long.
Seven, 10-1. Point.
Here we come, Marina.
We've seen Callie run this play about 6 or 7 times.
8-10-1.
I think it's also an opportunity for Waters, for Annalee, just kind of waiting for that backhand misdirect down the line and trying to go through the middle.
Second serve.
But really well executed by Callie on the previous point.
Yeah, and there's one of the few returns that went to Lucy, and you can see the difference of Callie coming in to get after the next ball.
Serve back to the Waters here with a chance to take game 1. So second game point here.
10-8-1.
Let's see if the Waters try to force it a little bit. Aggressive drive.
Oh. Just long. Well played by Lucy.
Second serve.
And to have a point of that quality on a game point shows you how nerves and determination not gonna be a problem. Someone's got to earn it here.
Yes, players have settled into the match. They're moving well, they're defending well, they're focused.
Goes long, and that's going to do it for game number 1. Lee and Annalee in a tightly contested match so far. Able to get on the board. Headed to game 2. At the Red Rock Open, stands are packed. Players are playing their best. And we've got the coverage for you. Game 2 coming up next. The 2022 Red Rock Open is brought to you by Built, the official sponsor of the Red Rock Open. Volley Seltzer, good, clean, fun. By Pickleball Central, your pickleball superstore. Hertz puts you in the driver's seat. Hyper Ice, do what you love more. And by New People, the official paddle of the Built Red Rock Open. St. George, Utah, 14-12, a classic game 3. Takes us to game 4 now.
3, 2, 1.
Callie has the final say.
Serve.
Good change up there. We haven't seen the down the line attack from
3,
Callie
2,
at
2.
Annalee's forehand, and then she sits on the put away in the middle.
Side out.
Side out back to Kovalova and
2,
Smith.
3, 1.
And that was out on
Second
the
serve.
So second serve here. That's the second service error
2,
for
3, 2.
Kovalova today. Point makes it 3-3.
Yeah, and you know, you keep her honest, keep pushing the ball behind her. You know,
3, 3,
usually
2.
behind somebody is on the left side of the court, but in this case, you want to keep it over on the right side of Annalee, so she's just not so far over.
Oh. These ladies are battling.
What a point. The crowd is on their feet. Great defense. Couple incredible saves.
Yeah, Annalee is a millimeter from the fence over here and
3,
at
3,
one
1.
point, and then a little miscommunication after all that.
Another exceptional point. Callie hits it into the net.
Yeah, and the point values and the rally quality is better because the dinks and what each side is forcing the other to
4,
deal
3,
with
1.
is different.
And I think that's one of the beautiful things about pickleball, because the equipment and the rules, they kind of create an opportunity for points like this to exist and bring in amazing spectator
4, 3, 2.
quality and entertainment value.
1 point lead for Lee and Annalee. That's just wide.
Point.
Yeah, because if you're a tennis player coming into the sport and you're used to bouncing that overhead winner into the 5th row, that's just not an option with
5, 3,
the ball
2.
and the equipment we have here. So you can scrap back sitters. Maybe not that one.
Point.
Too much Annalee on that point. This is the first time the Waters have competed here in St. George.
Timeout receiver,
Annalee
score 6-3-2.
said yesterday the crowd has been phenomenal. They've been on our side. Today, if there's any day where that's going to swing a little bit, it's today. This being the home of Callie Smith. 6-3, game 4. Let's come back to St. George right after this.
Timeout available. Serving team, you still have 2 timeouts.
Look at the grandstand here in St. George.
6-3-2.
Pickleball courts at Little Valley. Callie Smith, Lucy Kovalova. It seems like they've been chasing most of the day, and they are once again here in this 4th game.
Point.
And that lead continues to grow. It's now 7-3.
Yeah, and it's Lee who had a beautiful
7-3-2.
dink there to stretch the lead.
Side out.
Yeah, That's a nice ball by Callie there, because Annalee is looking for something to pounce
3-7-1.
that's up just a little bigger than that.
Point.
Much needed point, 7-4 now.
Yep, you see a side change here. They've been switching it back and forth. They finished game 3 with Callie on the left side when she was bringing a lot of energy.
4-7-1.
Now they've gone with Lucy over there with the 3-point hole they're in now.
Oh, she'll let it go.
Second serve.
And we saw a side change from the Waters as well.
Yes. Yeah, it's punch, counter punch. I move my pawn here. What are you doing with your
4-7-2.
rook? Oh, and a running switch here.
Beautiful lob.
What a point. Started out with the first offensive lob of the match from Lucy Kovalova, beautifully executed. And then
Timeout
some
receiver.
incredible hands again by
Score is
Lucy to dig it out.
5-7-2.
Yeah, and you saw the Waters have a conversation here with Vicky Ryan about how many timeouts do we have, because I think now they're going, oh, we got caught. We had some incredible sportsmanship at the end of the last game. So do we really want to use a second one? They say, oh, we have 2. We'll call timeout here to settle this down.
And you saw Annalee kind of go to her knees there at the end of that point. I think maybe a little bit winded. Needs to take a deep breath here, get a little hydration in. As you talk about being physically fit and having stamina, nobody does that better than Callie Smith. So 7-5 here, game 4. Red Rock Open Women's Doubles Championship on the line in St. George, Utah. The Waters will turn 43 on May 11th. Playing with her daughter has energized her, though.
Yeah, and these players entered the court 2 hours ago to start this match.
Yep. And that tags Lucy. Be a side out for the Waters.
So a couple opportunities there. There was a attack that was going out that caught the Kovalova paddle, and then that one just could not get out of the way.
7-5-1.
Oh, off the end of the paddle from Callie.
Yeah, just a little uncertainty on is Lucy going to step in and crack that or not. We've seen her
8-5-1.
hit some of those nice one-handed backhands earlier.
Comes off the net. Lucy there to play it. It's long.
Point.
I mean, the degree of difficulty on being ready to hit a backhand and then taking a ball off the net, and Kovalova was able to do something with it.
Oh yeah, Lucy hit just back-to-back defensive backhands like this. That's how we know it was not a fluke. It was skill.
That's out.
Second serve.
Annalee may have hit an out ball in the middle of that one. We'll never know.
Second serve.
Everybody's feeling probably a little bit of nerves right now.
9-5-2. Point.
It could have been another high-speed collision like we saw in Austin, Texas, when Jessie Irvin tried to take out her mixed partner, Jay.
10-5-2.
Yeah. Oh,
Unfortunate.
match point.
At the most inopportune time. First match point here of this fourth game. There it is for Lee and Annalee Waters. Another women's doubles championship goes to the incredible family. The crowd loves it here in St. George, Utah. Obviously the home of Callie Smith, but they love great pickleball, and they certainly got it and a lot more here today.
Yeah, when you're pushing 2 hours in a match, that's the beauty of best of 5, and we didn't even get to 5. We didn't even get to 5. That was 4. That third game was epic. That in and of itself was probably 45 minutes to an hour on the clock. So well earned. It's sometimes hard. You had 3 chances to win it in game 3, and they were able to come back and play a really high quality game 4 to get the win.
We can all agree this was not your grandma's pickleball. Stay tuned.
Lee and Annalee Waters. Paddle change for Lee has made a huge difference, and Annalee continues to take her games to places we've never seen. They'll join Hannah in the winner's circle when we return. Just an awesome match to start this championship Sunday in women's doubles. It's Lee and Annalee Waters prevailing again. They are with Hannah Johns on the court.
Well, thanks, Drew. I'm here on championship court with our winners, Annalee Waters, Lee Waters. Gosh, that was such an electric match from start to finish. Walk me through how hard it was to complete that final game.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard. We won the first 2 games and had 2 match points in the third, and we lost the game. And so it's always in the back of your head, oh, we should have won. And we've actually lost to Lucy being up 2 games before in a game to 5. So we had that in the back of our head. So mental toughness was the key in that last game.
Well, certainly we have to talk about game 3, that double challenge that happened at the end. You still ended up losing that game, but how much relief does it give you to know the correct calls were made?
Yeah, I mean, it's really nice to have the challenge system now. You lose a timeout if you don't get it right, but it's awesome to have that security to know that you can challenge a call. And even though we won the challenge and lost the game, I was still really happy with the challenge system.
Well, something everyone is talking about is the hindrance calls, which have sort of cropped up for the first time in this tournament. Callie wanted one called in game 2, and Annalee, you called one on yourself in game 3. How did that play out for you guys?
Yeah, I think everybody's just so intense and so excited that the come-ons have started coming a little too soon. But yeah, it's an interesting call that we've seen it so much in this tournament. We'll probably continue to see it unless we control our emotions a little bit better. But yeah, hindrance is a real thing.
Well, Lucy and Callie took the 3 first titles of the year. Team Waters takes the next 3. We'll see how the rest of the year plays out. But for now, we're bringing Connor Ogden from the Pardo to give you this trophy. Connor.
Congratulations, Lee and Annalee Waters. It's 3 in a row for you guys. You're talking about controlling your emotions, and everybody's trying to control their emotions here for you guys. We're so proud of you and everything that you've been able to accomplish this year. And on behalf of the PPA and Built Bar, we'd like to present you this trophy. Congratulations.
Give this incredible team a hand, guys. Drew.
All right, Hannah, thank you so much. There's the scoreline. Women's doubles in the books. It's the Waters clan. Champions again. Sport of pickleball continues to blow up, folks. We're happy to have you along for the ride as we continue to cover the PPA Tour. For our phenomenal crew with Dave Fleming and Irina Tereshchenko and Hannah Johns, I'm Drew Felios saying so long from St. George, and we will see you in Charlotte.
Just too quick for it. Peeling off like the whip orange. Seen it after this piss poor. I got too much I gotta tend to. Car payments and a rent due.